Okay, so Sarah and I are here at the school.
Joy. Village of Joy. Black Buffalo.
Yeah, that
Ministries.
we've been supporting this as a church for the last number of years, and so if you're part of Evangel and you give whenever there's opportunity, we always send some money to this work here, and you can kind of see in the background as we're walking around that it's a full-on school. It started out with just one guy. His name was Kavuma, and he connected with my parents and an organization that my grandfather started called Black Buffalo Global Missions. And so as a result of that connection, they started working with him. At that point, you can see back here that that building there that I'm pointing to was the only building that he had. No power, no land. And he had 20 kids that he was sponsoring and supporting at that point. So we got connected to him, and again, like I said, Evangel became an official partner of this I think like 4 years ago. We do a monthly amount that really helps them continue the work. To date, there has been $400,000 sunk into this place from donors all over North America. And again, it's just such a personal connection with my mom and dad being such a key part of this. And so here we are. Sarah and I were just with them this morning, had a great time in their chapel service. Sarah was the preacher. She did an amazing job. Do you have anything to say?
Oh man, it just was so crazy being here. Something that we've watched from afar. Watched the videos that Gordon and Linda Warner, our Tony's parents, have put out, but it's another thing to be here and to see it and to see the kids, and yeah, it's crazy. We would love to bring more people here just to show them the difference that it makes to get behind a vision of growing kids up in the Lord that normally wouldn't have that opportunity. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
So to date, there are 300 kids that are actually cared for in this building. The building just behind me there, you can see the 3-story, is where a lot of them sleep. And plus another bunch of kids come in from the village. So it's huge. They're teaching them how to walk with God. They're teaching them, they're giving them just a sound education all the way up to the end of high school. There's a medical person on staff here. They do all the meals here. It's pretty crazy. Mm-hmm. I think the monthly budget is about 6,000 USD just to keep this place running.
Which is peanuts.
And then, so my dad, who's obviously the guy that really works at bringing supporters in and stuff, has been constantly throwing projects at me and Sarah. And I keep telling him, Dad, we have lots of stuff going on, but the more I think about it, the more I think it would be a good idea for us to consider doing something extra here. I'd like to suggest this. There's no power here. I mean, you can see all the buildings as we circle around, all these buildings, there's classrooms, there's kitchens, there's sleeping areas. Everything is run by solar power, and several of the buildings have no power. And so you have kids meeting in these buildings, and it's dark in their classrooms. I mean, there's some light coming through windows, but not much. And so I don't know, maybe that's something some of you would want to get behind. I know Sarah and I would be happy on our own to get behind this. To get power here, the pole is right outside the property, and it's going to cost, I think we figured $1,000 to get power here and to one building, but $3,000 would power all the buildings. And this big building behind me is actually fully ready to go. It just needs to be plugged in. So maybe that's a project Evangel could get behind and just make a meaningful impact here, a meaningful difference here. We did a small thing today. We went and bought some drums, and these guys just came unglued as we gave them these drums, and they started to play them like jeepers. You just never heard guys play drums like these guys can play them. So it's cool. It's been awesome being out here. We just want to say once again, we appreciate your guys' support as Sarah and I venture into this year of transition. We love what God is doing back home. Might be a bit of wind noise here. We love what God is doing back home, and we are looking forward to being back there with you all again. So somebody just came in here. Okay. We're being summoned by my dad, so we better go. He's known as Grandpa around here.
Yes.
Okay, we're off. So we'll talk to you guys soon.
See you.
This definitely reminds me of Grandma and Grandpa Wilson, how they would bring, always gift giving, always bringing stuff. And now my parents are kind of walking in the same spirit as that, and just giving stuff away, giving these kids toques. I think it's kind of funny, not gonna lie. It's plus 30 out here, but they love them. So yeah, anyways, it's fun. But really love the spirit my parents walk in. Just such a generosity. They don't second guess, they just do it. And it's very, very good. I think it reflects the Father's heart. Every good and perfect gift comes from Him. Yes, because you need a toque.
A
In
sock?
Uganda.
No, a head sock.
A head sock.
A head
You have
sock.
to have one. It's
Yes.
very chilly here, right?
It's cold.
Very cold.
How about staff? So you can have this